Hello, my name is Monet, and I'm your host of Winding Through Time, the podcast that travels through time to explore different people, places, and events while pairing these facts with wine. Thank you so much for joining me today for my episode Started from the Bottom, Now We're Here. So, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to talk about today, but the universe had other plans. In the midst of a crazy weekend, I found inspiration in one sentence. So, y'all, this past weekend was so busy for me. It was crazy. I spent all day Saturday running around for my sorority and taking my son to golf, so I decided to treat myself and attend a social mixer with one of my girlfriends. I found myself in the presence of professionals, young and old, laughing amongst the palm trees as the South Florida wind blew through my hair. About an hour and a half into the mixer, the music paused, and the MC acknowledged all of the local dignitaries. And because I've met a lot of them, I clapped and quietly continued conversing with my girlfriend. That is until one sentence caught my attention. State Senator Dwight Bullard was on the mic talking about history, and he mentioned that we were in the presence of Black history. We were in the presence of Black history because amongst us was the longest serving Black mayor in the nation. I'm glad the DJ stopped playing the music because if it was still playing, that would have been a record scratching moment. When I think of prominent Black mayors, names like Eric Adams, Keisha Lance Bottoms, and Maynard Jackson come to mind. I did not think anyone from Florida, let alone the southernmost municipality in South Florida, will hold this honor. But I was wrong, because to find the longest serving Black mayor in the nation, I wouldn't have to look very far. Actually, I would only have to look a few miles away. The mayor of Florida City, the Honorable Otis T. Wallace, is the longest serving Black mayor in the nation. He was elected as mayor in 1984, and his term does not end until 2026. Mayor Wallace's journey to his current role was started in 1951, the year he was born. So Mayor Wallace was start at the bottom of the state in Florida City, that is, on October 31st, 1951, when he was born. His mother and stepfather worked as tomato packers, so he was raised by his grandparents. Mayor Wallace always had a resolute manner, and he would need that in the fall of 1968. According to an article written by Michael Miller, in 1968, Mayor Wallace and his senior classmates integrated South Dade Senior High School. Now, if you listen to my first episode, Strange Fruit, this is the same area, so you can imagine the reception he and his black classmates received. Wallace would lead the black students in protest, but that only earned him threats at school and home. Wallace would not let that affect him academically, and he would earn a scholarship to Michigan State University. He would graduate and return back down south to attend law school at the University of Miami. He recognized the inequality blacks were still experiencing in his hometown, so he decided to do something about it. In 1976, he would become the first black man elected in Florida City when he was elected as a city commissioner. 8 years later, in 1984, he would be elected as the first black mayor of the city, the office he still holds today. Mayor Wallace literally started from the bottom of Miami Dade County, that is, and now he's here amongst the names of prominent black mayors in the nation. So, when thinking of a wine that would represent Mayor Wallace's giant feat, I had to go back down to the southernmost winery for inspiration. This accomplishment calls for a glass of chocolate passion fruit wine, and this is from Schnebley's Winery. Now, I must admit, I was a little apprehensive when this wine was suggested, but I'm glad I tried it. This wine has a deep golden appearance and fruity notes that greet your nose. This wine is like biting into a chocolate covered strawberry, literally. The tangy strawberry notes dance and intertwine smoothly with chocolate notes in your mouth. I don't want to describe this wine as complex because it's not a volatile wine, but the shift between the tangy and sweet definitely intrigued me. I am definitely a fan now, and this bottle needs to be in my collection, and it will be. So, thank you for joining me for this episode, this mini episode of Winding Through Time. Pour a glass of wine and join me every Wednesday as I explore historical events and the wines that relate to them. You can catch all of my episodes and YouTube videos on my website, www.whiningthroughtime.com, And make sure you subscribe, like, and follow me on all of my social media accounts. Whining underscore through THRU underscore time. Until next week, make sure that you tune in, tell a friend to join, and this is not your average history lesson. See you next Wednesday.